Back with another haircut today. My customer comes in, he wants a low ball taper or low ball taper fade. So the first thing we're going to do is grab our Andis, put a 1.5 blade on it, and cut the hair down to a 1.5. Now I'm brushing the hair while I'm cutting it. And you gotta cut it, we're cutting it with the grain, so you have to cut the hair the way the hair grows. So you can see like in the top left right there where it's got like a little swirl and the hair pattern grows like sideways. That's the way you have to cut it. Like I'm cutting down now. Now I'm looking at the hair pattern. You got to cut the hair the way it grows when you're cutting with the grain. So we're just going to take this all the way around the head, brush and cut, cutting a little bit, brushing a little bit. I'm looking at his hair pattern right there where his little circle is also, and continue to cut it down with this 1.5, getting everything even. He also got like a little cowlick in the front too, so you're gonna see that a little bit further along in the video. Just be mindful of people with cowlicks in the front, because if you're cutting with the grain and you cut into that cowlick, it will leave a bald spot. So now, the same as with every cut I have, I always like to put a little pre-line right here in the corner and a little bit of the C-cup area, just so I can see where I'm going with the cut. Like I said, you're gonna put it on there. It doesn't have to be super sharp at first, just something that give you a little guideline of what you're gonna do and how the haircut is looking. So I'm just gonna go into the C-cup a little bit so I can see where I'm gonna put this first ball line at. Pick 'em out, pick 'em off, pick 'em up. Tell 'em pick a team, I got the juice. Tell 'em pick a scene. High IQ, kinda like Raheem. Used to show up the class like whatever I seen. You should do the right thing, kinda like my team. Used to lay back dudes with some really high dreams. Walking through the tunnel. Now I'm just gonna cut straight bald, because he's getting a low ball taper. So now we're gonna tape my magic clips, because that right there is the first line. So I'm gonna barely open it and then make a second line. Then I'm gonna turn my clippers around and do what's called the rake down technique, while I'm cutting most of the bulk off, just raking down with the clippers wide open now, because the hair is already low, so I don't really need to put a guard to do the rake down. But so now I'm gonna open the clippers all the way up and take the top line out first. The hair is really low, and then I use the rake down technique where I don't even need a guard. You can just open the clippers all the way up and start taking out that top line. Once you do the rake down technique, it's like, the fade is really almost in there by itself. So you're just really going up, cleaning it up, taking out the dark spots, and you can see while I'm fading the temple right there, I'm really just using the corner of the blade for the most part. You might see me put the whole blade on there, just a little bit, but majority of the cut on that temple is gonna be with the corner of the blade. So the same thing with the back. We're gonna put the bald line in. That'll be the first line, and then we're gonna put the second line in with the clippers barely open. This is the bald line right now. I got the clippers all the way closed, and then we're gonna open the clippers a little bit, put the second line on there. Bear with me with the focus. It'll clear up in a few minutes. So now again, this is the rake down technique. So we're taking out most of the bulk. I open the clippers up all the way, and you can see how I'm cutting it because his hair grows sideways on the side in the back. In the middle of the back of his head it goes straight down, but on either side it grows sideways. So now after I rake down, cut the bulk out, I put the 0.5 blade on there, guard on there, and now we're taking out the top line. Continue with the fade. But after I cut up so many times, and then you want to take your brush, you want to brush it like the hair grows. On the side, on both sides it grows sideways, and in the middle it grows straight down. So we're gonna cut a little bit, close the clippers a little bit, cut a little bit, close the clippers until you get that top line out. And then we're gonna take that guard off and then open the clippers all the way up. And now we're gonna take the bottom line out. Now you can see what I'm doing, like while I'm taking the bottom line out, I see little dark spots, so I'm picking with the clippers, and when I do see dark spots, I pick them out. But as you can see, after the rake down technique, your fade is almost blended in. You really not doing too much work to blend in the rest of the cut. And this cut right here, once you get the techniques down, how I'm trying to teach you, this cut should take no more than 18 to 20 minutes. This should be a fast cut. 1.5 on top, ball taper on the sides and back. He should be out of there fairly quick. And the same thing with this side. The first thing I want to do is put my little guideline in the corners and around my C cup a little bit. Yeah, I know my arm's in the way a little bit, but now we're going into the C cup just to make the little pre-line, and then just so we can see where we're at. And then we're going to make that first line, which is the ball line. And remember, it's a low ball fade, a low ball taper, so we don't want to take the ball line too far up. You just want to keep it right there on the bottom. Now that's the second line. Now we're going to open the blade all the way up and do the rake down technique to knock all the bulk out. Now close the blade a little bit to knock out some more bulk. Close it a little bit more, knock out some more bulk. And now open the blade all the way up and then start fading the top line out first. So you can see, even before I started fading the top line out, it was because of the rake down technique. The fade is really in there. You just really trying to blend out the lines that you put in there already with the ball in the second line. Now we're just working out that bottom line. Like I said, I go back and forth because if I see little things, I'll pick it out with the corner of my clippers, even with no guard on. If you're just using the corner, you're not going to really gash the head up. You're just going to knock the little dark spots out that you see. And you see how fast that taper's going in there with this rake down technique. And with no guard. And now you can see like it's in there already. That's the taper. That quick. And I see a little dark spot right there I'm picking out. So now, before I line it up, I like to take my FX trimmers and smooth the head down. All the little hairs that's sticking up. It just makes the haircut look more neat at the end. Smoothing it out. Pick 'em out, pick 'em off, pick 'em up. Tell 'em pick a team, I got the juice. Tell 'em pick a scene. High IQ, kinda like Raheem. Used to show up the class like with a vice. Making it look real clean, real neat. Makes the waves pop out too real nice. Even before he puts the do-rag on. When you smooth it down like that. Now we're going to edge it up. When you edge it up, you want to make it crispy as possible, but stay on that, right on the outside of his line, so you don't push it back. And real light, you don't really need that much pressure on the edge up. See, barely tapping it. You got your clipper set right. You barely need to tap it, cut it. Now we're going into this C cup, not too deep. More of a natural look. Real light. This part of the head right here, the skin is real tender, so it can cut if you press too hard on it. Nice and neat. So now we're gonna get the back right on the edge. Nice and sharp, but right on the edge. Once you put the edge up on the haircut, man, it brings everything together. Super neat, super clean. Makes the whole cut if it's done right. Comb it out, make sure everything is nice and straight. Pull the ear down. I'm gonna line up behind this ear. Got to have your trimmers on point to make those crispy lines and not to where it's cutting anybody. Cut the excess off. See a little something, just pick it out. As long as you use the corners, you're gonna be safe without putting no gash in it. And it's the same thing to this side. And you can kind of see like the little swirl he got in the front right there. But you want to make sure you don't push it back. You just want to go right on the edge. Comb his hairline out to make sure it's extended as far as possible before you line it up. I'm gonna get this thing real crispy for him. I just know to put the sauce on it. I don't care about the cost on it. I just gotta get lost on it. I'm just trying to break loose. I'm about to light the fuse. I just need me a cup. I'ma pour me the juice. And a C cup. Try to make it as natural as possible. Unless some people like it super deep, but he wants it as natural as possible. So now we're gonna get that razor, clean everything up super crispy with the razor. Pull the skin down, stretch the skin a little bit. Put the razor right in there. I go with and against the grain sometimes with the razor. Like I said, I like to have my customers sit straight up. You know, it's faster for me. I get them out super quick. I don't have to worry about leaning them back, trying to line them up, man. I sit them straight up in the chair, put the razor on them, get them up, get them out of there. Whichever works better for you. This right here works better for me, so this is what I do. And that's it. That's it, folks. I mean, we're gonna show him the mirror. Of course, he's gonna love it. And that's it. This haircut is around 16 minutes. He's in and out. And he's on his way. It's another cut, Barber Kings.